Rome's arsenal of domination, weapons that forged an empire. Ever wondered what it felt like to face a Roman legion? One moment you're standing in formation, the next, a hail of lead bullets cracks skulls, or a bent javelin renders your shield useless. The Romans didn't just win battles, they engineered chaos. From silent slings to swords that reshaped Europe, here's how Rome's weapons didn't just kill, but demoralized. 1. The gladius, Rome's gut-punching masterpiece. The gladius wasn't just a sword, it was a revolution. Originating from the gladius hispaniensis, a weapon borrowed from Spanish mercenaries during the Punic Wars, this 20-inch stabbing machine became the soul of the legionary. With variants like the mace, leaf-shaped for slashing, and Pompeii, straight-edged for precision, it evolved to dominate close combat. Roman recruits drilled relentlessly with wooden rudi swords, mastering thrusts to the abdomen, throat, and thighs, the body's most vulnerable gaps. In the testudo, tortoise formation, soldiers advanced shield to shield, their gladi darting like serpents through gaps. After pilum volleys disrupted enemies, the gladius finished the job. Up close, efficient, and brutal. Archaeologists find gladi buried with soldiers, their blades nicked from piercing bone and mail. As the poet Lucan noted, the gladius follows the pilum's throw, death comes in waves. 2. The pilum, a javelin that bent the rules. Before the gladius, the pilum reshaped battles. Each legionary carried two, a 6-foot javelin with a secret weapon, a soft iron shank below a pyramidal tip. When thrown, with a range of 100 feet, the pilum's weight and design let it punch through shields. But the genius was in its planned obsolescence. Upon impact, the shank bent, weighing down shields or lodging in flesh. Enemies couldn't reuse it, and disarming meant dropping your defense. Polybius recounts how at the Battle of Trebia, 218 BCE, Hannibal's Carthaginians faltered under Roman Pila storms. The pilum wasn't just a weapon, it was a psychological trap. Choose between a crippled shield or a torso full of iron. 3rd, Fustibulus, the sling that outran arrows meet Rome's artillery. The fustibulus, a staff sling wielded by auxiliaries. This deceptively simple tool hurled lead glandes, bullets, at 100+ miles per hour, faster than arrows and deadlier. Some glandes bore taunts like, "Catch this," or "For Pompey's backside," found archaeologically at siege sites. At the Siege of Alesia, 52 BCE, Caesar's slingers decimated Gauls with plunging fire. The Fustibulus's silent, invisible projectiles caused panic. A single hit could crater a skull. Vegetius praised slingers for striking fear without warning, making them Rome's unseen killers. 4th Hasta, the spear that held the line. Before the gladius, Rome's backbone was the hasta, a 7-foot thrusting spear. Wielded by triarii, veteran third-line troops, it anchored the manipular legion. In the phalanx era, hastati, frontline fighters, used it to hold off charges, but post-Marian reforms, it became a symbol of tradition, retained by guards and standard-bearers. The hasta's leaf-shaped tip slid through chainmail, while its length deterred cavalry. Even as the gladius rose, the hasta endured in sieges and ceremonies. Its lesson? Discipline over flair. 5. Pugio, the dagger of last resort, and betrayal. The Pugio was Rome's insurance policy. A 10-inch double-edged dagger, it hung on every soldier's belt. When formations broke, it became a tool for melee survival, jabbing under ribs, into kidneys, or through eyes. But its infamy peaked in 44 BCE when senators used pugiones to assassinate Julius Caesar. Over 23 blows later, the dagger became a political symbol. Rome's deadliness turned inward. 6th Mace, the armor crusher, Rome kept secret. When swords bounced off chainmail, Romans grabbed maces. Though not standard issue, these iron-headed bludgeons starred in sieges and riots. A swing could crumple helmets or shatter limbs. By the late Empire, maces with flanged heads countered cataphract cavalry, proving Rome's pragmatism. Why cut armor when you can crush what's inside? 7. Scourge. Whips that ruled by pain. The flagrum, scourge, enforced discipline. Leather lashes tipped with metal tore flesh to the bone. Soldiers faced fustuarium, beating for desertion, while slaves bore public lashings. Josephus describes rebels at Masada flogged into submission. Pain, not death, was the message. Submit or suffer. 8. Falx, the sword that forced Rome to reinvent. The Dacian falx, a 3-foot curved scythe, made Romans rethink armor. At Tapai, 101 CE, Dacians hooked shields aside and split helmets. Trajan responded with cross-braced helmets and limb armor depicted on Trajan's column. The falx's terror birthed innovation, proof that Rome's greatest strength was adaptation. 10th. Ballista, the ancient sniper rifle. Rome's ballista redefined range warfare. Torsion-powered, it launched 20-pound bolts over 500 yards. At Jerusalem, 70 CE, ballistae breached walls, while Scorpios, mounted crossbows, picked off champions. Josephus wrote, "No armor could resist. The bolts pierced through backs and fled." Epilogue, the legacy of fear and steel. Rome's empire wasn't built on mercy. It was forged by weapons that broke bodies and minds. From the gladius's cold efficiency to the ballista's terrifying reach, each tool served a purpose: dominate, intimidate, innovate. So which weapon would you fear most? The pilum pinning you to the dirt, or the silent sling bullet ending your story mid-breath? Share your pick below, and if you crave more tales of ancient warfare, smash that subscribe button. After all, Rome's genius wasn't just in conquest, it was in making sure everyone knew resistance was futile.